welcome to Focus on B, the video series where I spent about 20 or so minutes playing and talking about a game. In this episode, it's the infamous, absolutely legendary Mega Man X6, or at least it's legendary to me. It doesn't seem to really have left much of an impression in the collective gaming conscience like how Sonic 06 has, because that game is just, it's a superstar in that regard. But you know what both of these games have in common, other than having a number 6 in them, even though actually, well, okay, Sonic was just the Hedgehog for that year, it just happened to be released, although it's technically also Sonic 07 if you count the PS3 version, but or Sonic, whatever year, Project 06, I don't fucking care, to be honest, about the years. I do, actually. That's why at the end of every episode I state the year of release, because that matters to me. Sometimes I will intentionally not play a game because it wasn't released the right year for the kind of game that it is. Anyway, that's just me being stupid. So, what makes this game so shitty? Well, you know what? On first inspection, it's hard to tell, because all of the usual giveaways for like a shitty game, like clunky controls, bad graphic, bad music, you know, that kind of shit. You know what? They're not there. The controls are tight. Controls are great. Super smooth. The game plays perfectly. The music is the best in the series, if you ask me. Even better than X1. Fight me on that. But, oh, and the visuals are pretty good as well. But then you play the game for a little bit longer. And the more you play this game, the more issues arise. So first of all, you're probably thinking to yourself, what the fuck are these like dudes that I'm saving? Those are the Reploids, right? They contain upgrades. The problem is, some of those upgrades are necessary for completing the game. And you probably noticed those nightmare dudes, the spooky tentacle guys. They can take one of those Reploids and kill them. They can convert them into an evil robot, and you have no choice but to shoot them down. And that fucking Reploid could have possibly contained the part that you need to complete the game. Do you see the problem? And no, they're not in specially isolated areas where they're safe from that shit. It can just happen to any of them. Which means that potentially the game could be unbeatable. At least as one of the characters. I believe that Zero, because he's just awesome, he gets a bunch of upgrades just naturally through progressing through the game, as opposed to X, who needs those part upgrades, right? Now, on one hand, I don't actually mind the Reploids being there at all, and I'm glad they stuck around for future games, or the few future games there were, because they do add a nice sense of, well, one, it's handy to get extra lives and health all the time. It's a nice little crutch. Even though I am playing the game on Rookie mode, but not Rookie Hunter mode, Rookie mode, which you can then combine with Rookie Hunter mode in the X Legacy Collection, and it's just hilariously easy. But anyway, which this game kind of needs. What the fuck is that? Do you see that in the corner? That's a crystal, I think, because the game has these teleportation crystals, which you can sometimes take to find yourself in different areas. But I just realized that set piece in the background, I'm not sure if it's supposed to scroll that way. I don't think they should have done that, because now it looks like there's a bunch of them when it feels a little bit too significant for there to be more than one of them. Anyway, so I like having exploration in a platformer being encouraged. There's nothing wrong with that. You have an incentive to look around the levels and do more than just run forward and blast shit. But when you tie the game's progression to that and potentially make it impossible, that's no good. Then you have another system, which will come into play after I've beaten this boss, I think. And that's the Nightmare system. So basically, you'll notice on the minimap, on the stage select, when I get to it, that is, let me just kill... Yeah, Commander Yarmark is not very difficult. There's a reason why most people go after him first. When I take him out, there you go, bada boom. Let's just speed this up. You don't want to see this over and over again, right? We got a bunch of stuff. I don't even fucking care. Just skip the saving because I have my own saves. Oh, for fuck's sake, now I'm here. Oh, but fortunately, I get to leave the level. There you go. That's nice and convenient. Yes, Aelia, that's cool. So, 2 of these guys are red. Why is that? Well, that is because now if I click on their levels and if I play them, even not just them, even sometimes levels that aren't affected by this, there will be these hazards. These not stage specific hazards, though it does kind of depend on the level as well. As in, for example, you can have acid rain, falling magma rocks, annoying ass like insects and stuff, like these robot bugs. So for example, let's check out Commander what's his name? Shield Sheldon, I think. This game has the same names in Japan as it does in America, right? This isn't like X5 where it's like half the guys are Axl Rose or something. So let's go with, I think, yeah, we haven't unlocked Zero yet, because spoilers for this 20-plus-year-old game, you can unlock Zero, and he's the best character in the game. I really do love the music here, though. As I said, the soundtrack is phenomenal in this game. And Commander, actually, why do I keep saying Commander Yanmark? Fucking Shield Sheldon's theme is actually one of my favorites in the game. It's so playful. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It has this really nice edge to it at one point as well. It goes all dark. The gimmick in this level is not these invisible platforms, although that is one of the gimmicks as well. It's actually... What the fuck? Oh, they're slippery as well. So look at this. Look at these annoying fuckers. This is part of the level's nightmare system, which means that they just don't go away, and there's more and more of them keep spawning throughout the level. Like, that's it. You're just permanently in a state of being swarmed by fucking mosquitoes like it's summer, and you can't do anything about it. Maybe there's some Maverick ability which allows you to destroy them. I'm not sure. I probably wouldn't have it at this point in the game because I've only killed, like, one of them, right? And so you're basically just going to be dealing with this shit the whole game. And what's even worse is, again, I've heard that even if the level isn't supposed to be nightmare infested, it still has the nightmare effect sometimes. And that is really just... I don't know why they decided to implement this. I get that this game was rushed, and it was actually never even supposed to happen. But really, is this how you add some new exciting elements to your game that's to a formula that's now 10 years old, roughly 10 years old at this point, right? Now it's even more than that, but you know, when the game came out, you just make it so that at random levels in the game become unplayable? Why? Is this your idea of an exciting and fun new twist on the formula? Just make it so you... Like, look at this shit. I mean, okay, if you shoot them enough, they go away, but that's still just so fucking annoying. And it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse, because every fucker on this planet has done a video on this game. Okay, you know what? They go away eventually. I'll forgive them for that. But still, what's funny is this level actually has a really cool gimmick. I like this laser thing going on, right? You gotta shoot the lasers, and then you gotta position these mirrors at just the right angle so that they unlock the door. There you go. Wait a second, that door sound effect was from fucking Doom. Did you hear that? Doom. Oh, you know what? This is actually really interesting. That was the entire level. But I have played this level before, and I would sometimes open up the bottom pathway, which makes the level way longer, and I would eventually have to fight High Max. See, that I think is terrible design, because I literally did that on accident on my first run through the level. And of course, being early game, I was unprepared for High Max. So what the fuck do you think happened? I tried to fight him with the few special weapons that I had, and nothing would work. Because I think that only some special weapons damage him, I swear. I've heard that it's all of them, but just except for your Buster. But as, you know, me playing that for the first time proved, no, it's not all of them. Some just don't work. Like Commander Yanmark's weapon just doesn't work on him at all. Also, I'm getting my ass kicked because Shield Sheldon is a fucking bitch to try and hit. I don't even know. Hold on, let's try to figure out his pattern, okay? Let's study it real quick. It's like homework. So it's like, you have to go... he teleports a bit, and then he throws the shield, and it's like, oh fuck, that's actually really well animated. Actually, it's just the sprite spinning around. But I am a sucker for that. You already know that. But anyway, do I assume that? I'm not sure. And so, the reason why I find that to be... It's a straight-up beginner's trap. The whole, you know, high max and alternate pathway in this particular level bullshit. Because... it's so easy to accidentally open up the alternate path, and then guess what? You think, oh, I'm just going through the level as normal. maybe you think that it'll just do a Sonic and just have the parts, the two paths eventually meet up into the same one. But no, you have to fight an unbeatable, at least at this point in the game, an unbeatable boss. And that's stupid as shit, you know, even if this guy's a little bit challenging, I'll admit. You know, let's see, let's check out Commander Yanmark. What's he... Ooh, this is a very effective weapon against him. And I'm fucking dead, but now we know. Okay, let's use it. Look at this. It cuts through his health real quick. And by cuts through his health real quick, actually, it doesn't cut through it that quick, but it felt like it was doing a lot. I'm not sure. Maybe it was just placebo or something, but, okay, wait, let's try it again. No, I'm fucking dead. Okay, let's just keep using the Buster instead. I don't want this entire video to just be this boss, but, it might be, depending on how difficult it is. It's not that hard. You just hit him a couple times, you shoot him in the face. Even though, no, I swear to God, the alternate weapon that I had, actually, no, this does the same amount of damage when fully charged. And he's dead. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So you can't have the player accidentally discovering something that they have no choice but to basically get a game over on. And this is actually where the whole Reploids that give you lives thing becomes a problem. Because Reploids, saving them, which is quite easy to do for the most part, give you lives. And you're going to have a lot of lives, so you know what you got to do, because you can't leave a level once you've entered it before having beaten it. So you know what ends up happening? You find yourself having to essentially kill Mega Man a whole bunch of times so that you can leave the level and try again, taking the correct pathway that time. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, who thought that was a good idea? Anyway, so I don't even know what level to do next, to be honest. I promise I'll stop bitching and I'll talk about some other things, but I actually don't know what level to do now. I don't even know what ability I got. They're so unmemorable in this game. I don't know. Should we do Metal Shark Player? His level's a little bit... Well, it's definitely better than Ground Scare. But you know what? Let's do this guy. He does have the Nightmare effect. So... Oops. But he does have some of this... Actually, let's do... no, I want to prove. I want to see if I can prove it, to be fair. Because maybe I won't be able to. I want to see if I can prove that the Nightmare effects take effect even if these shouldn't. So as you can see, I clicked on the guy, and he doesn't have an Infinity Maginian, right? He's the one with the absolute legendary piece of music, which everyone on the entire galaxy of galaxies has covered with every instrument known to humanity. You know what I mean? Because it's an awesome piece of music. Go figure. So what's going to happen now is, even though he doesn't have the Nightmare effect, watch what's going to happen. At least I assume. I hope it happens so that I'm proven correct. That is not a Nightmare effect. That's just the gimmick of the level, which is a really cool idea, too, to have, like, this dude in the background shooting at you constantly. It's a bit annoying, and the 3D effect doesn't really work because he's all on one layer. If the artist really wanted it to look like he's a huge, hulking fucking robot that's very far away, they should have maybe split his body into different sections and had a different level of parallax on each one. So, like, have his head, for example, just barely scroll, but have the legs scroll a little bit faster. Like, what do you think that would have made a more convincing parallax effect? I know I have, like, only a month's worth of game dev experience, but even I can tell you that, right? That's a really great way to give depth to your levels. It's why even my first game doesn't look quite as amateurish as I was expecting it to look for a first game, because even then I understood that parallax equals good-looking backgrounds. Not necessarily, but, you know, as long as you know how to use parallax properly and understand, oh, farther away is slower scrolling, whatever. Sometimes you just don't scroll at all. But, yeah, so this concept for the stage is pretty neat. Look at the way it animates. That's cool as shit. But it's also fucking annoying, and now I'm all the way back to the start of the level, but funnily enough, I'm pretty sure I would have been back to the start of the level regardless. Ah, man. Okay, so there's something about this game I actually quite like, though. And it's actually the Robot Masters themselves. Because, did I just say Robot Masters? I meant fucking Mavericks. Yeah, the Mavericks are actually very memorable. Honestly, I couldn't even, if it weren't for the whole Guns N' Roses thing in Mega Man X5, I probably wouldn't remember any of the Mavericks. I don't know any of their freaking Japanese names or original names. I don't know them, because they're just not very interesting, right? I remember Duff McQuailin, that's for sure. I remember Grizzly Slash, Axel the Rose, or Axel the Red, I don't fucking know. Like, point is, no, it's Axel the Rose, not Axel the Red. That was from Mega Man X7, I think. Whatever. No, it was Red, and Axel was a separate character. That was the guy who was basically the base of this series. Regardless of that, though. In this game, I actually really like all of the Maverick designs and Maverick names. Like, I think they're really cool. Infinity McGenian, freaking Commander Yanmark. He's been stuck in my head for some reason. Rainy Turtleoid. He looks awesome. I love the way Rainy Turtleoid looks. Or Blizzard Wolf Fang. That's cool as shit. Shield Sheldon. I know all of them. Blaze Heatnix with the metal-ass theme song that he's got going on, right? All of them. They're super memorable, have very memorable stage motifs as well. There's actually a lot that this game does very well and very correctly for a video game. But then you have all these stupid-ass design choices that it almost seems like it's a joke with how, you know, underdeveloped and how little it seems the developers really thought about some of these things. And I understand it's what happens when you're rushing a game out the door, right? And you're making a commercial game. What do you prioritize? Graphics and sound, because people have to look at it and think, that looks cool, I want to buy it, right? Whether or not the game inside is actually all that great, that's secondary. That's just a fact when it comes to selling a game on the major market, right? With games that are a little bit more on the budget side or independent or whatever, stuff like that, that's when people go into those with lowered expectations for the presentation. They understand that this game isn't going to look like fucking Modern Warfare 2. The original one, not the remake. Or is it even a remake, or is it just a reboot? I don't fucking know. Okay, I barely made it out of there alive, and now I have only a little bit of health, but that's okay. Don't jump in there. You know why? Because that's gonna send you to the fucking Zero fight. That's what happened on my last recording. This is actually the second time I've recorded this video, because what happened was I went into that crystal and I didn't fight the boss. I fought Zero instead, and also I'm about to fucking commit seppuku because I do not have enough health to take him out, and I don't think I have any sub-tanks, so just fucking kill me. Alright, yeah, there you go, and I have another 8 fucking lives, because of course. And what happened was I actually ended up fighting Zero, which is actually pretty cool, because, you know, you get to play as Zero after that. You unlock him to your party, and like it's an RPG or something. And he's awesome. It's easy to actually make the argument that this game was really based, it was designed, it's kind of like Mega Man and Base, it was designed around Zero more than X because of just his improved mobility and abilities. He really is a great character to play as, and has been since Mega Man X4 actually. It's really insane seeing the glow up that he got, you know, the upgrade from Mega Man X3 where he was basically, well, you really didn't want to use him because if you died at any point, you'll lose him for the whole game. And I think you got like did you get an alternate ending, or was that Mega Man? Well, I know that X2, the ending was different depending on whether or not you save Zero, but that's a different story. Anyway, I have no idea which one of these guys is the real one, by the way. I can't really tell. I'm just kind of shooting at them at random and hoping that, I think this is the one. Is that the one? No, he's not taking damage. Shit. God, he's such a fucking dick to fight. Let's just use the Z-Saber because it seems to be more effective sometimes. I have no idea what his weakness is. I don't know if any of the weapons that I currently have are his weakness. Maybe they are. Maybe it's Shield Sheldon's ability. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep slashing away like this, and it seems to be doing well enough. Let me just... fuck it. Let's use Shield Sheldon. What's he gonna do? Oh, damn. Shield Sheldon was very effective against Infinity Virginia. Look at that. Or maybe that's just because he had almost no health, so the tiny little bit of damage boost was enough. So, yeah, okay, well, this is clearly the last level I'm going to be playing for this episode because time's almost up for me here. Mega Man X6. You know, I almost want to say I like this game because it's so entertaining. It's a kind of a shitty game, but it's a really fun piece of entertainment. And again, the controls are really solid. It's such an interesting counterpoint to Mega Man X7, where the game is technically not terribly designed, or broken, or even it doesn't even feel rushed, but it's so slow and boring that you almost want it to be a broken mess so it's more interesting, whereas this game, you want it to be more polished because the gameplay is good and it has good things about it, but then it has all those problems. So it's one of those enigma games where it's like you want to say it's a bad game, but you really can't say it's a bad game necessarily because of how it can be pretty fun, actually, a little bit. That's the crazy thing about video games, how it's not exclusive to video games. You can have that in music and in movies too, you know, so bad it's good, all that. But anyway, so Mega Man X6 it's a strange game. I kind of like it, kind of don't like it. I guess that means that I have to call it mid, but I'm not going to do that because it was born in 2001. So no way, actually, I'm the exact kind of person to be calling it mid. Well, fuck it, I'm not going to do that though. Whatever. Anyway, so this has been Focus on B, the video series where I spent about 20 or so minutes playing and talking about a game. Much like Mega Man X6 over here, I've got some thoughts about it. Don't even know if I got them all across. We're going to have to do a freaking second part of this just to really squeeze all that in there. But anyway, this has been Mega Man X6, PS1, PC, 2001.